What's up, guys? Thank you for watching another video. Today we'll be installing CATLESS downpipes on my 335i. This will be the last mod needed to be full bolt on. I just put in the VRSF stepped intercooler, 7.5 inch. So now that I have everything already opened up, I'm just gonna go ahead and put the downpipes in. Got some meat clamps. Alright, first thing we're gonna do is break the bolts that connect the exhaust to the downpipes. It's gonna be a 12mm. I already got these loose. I sprayed them down with WD-40, PV Blast, or whatever you have. I'll put it on there, and then took the hammer and just tapped the wrench to break them. So for these back bolts, I got some extensions from the power tool. Got hella extensions just to reach so it won't strip. Alright, now I'm gonna be loosening this exhaust bracket 5/16. So I'm gonna go ahead and loosen this so we can drop it down and begin taking the downpipes out. Alright, next I'm gonna be removing the V-band. You got two right there. You got one right here, one right there, and then one at the back. Right there. So 6 total. They're 16mm. We'll go ahead and knock those out. Alright, so this one was a 16, but these two up in the front and the ones on both sides are going to be 18s. So there ended up being one more 16 right here. That was the last one. So I'm gonna, instead of just taking this pan off, I'm probably just gonna try to slide it out. Alright, now that we have the V-band off, we are now going to be moving the steering column forward so we can have access to the downpipes and the O2 sensors right there. It's going to be these two screws right here. I'm going to be using a 10mm with a 17mm wrench on the top side of it, holding it. Alright, I got those two screws out. Now we should be able to move the column forward. So now you see we have a lot more room to work with. Now we're going to be removing this heat shield. There's going to be 3 T25s. I believe it's one here. So I got this one T25 out. So instead of going back in here and taking these two and just removing the whole thing, all I did was fold it back and just bent it to the side. So when we're done, I can just fold it right back instead of having to go all the way up in here. Now we can see the cats, the O2 sensors. I'm gonna go up on top side of the engine now and disconnect the O2 sensors from the top and then feed them down through here, and then we can go ahead and remove the V-bands and actually start taking them out. Alright, now we're on the top side. I'm gonna be disconnecting the O2 sensors here and then taking the wire around and feeding them down through the bottom. You can kind of see the downpipes. I don't know, it's really a good angle, but I'm just gonna feed the wires down. So once we take the V-bands off the downpipes, it'll just come straight out. So for this right here, this was flat, like this one. All you're gonna do is twist it to the left to get it to raise up like this, and it'll pop out. And then you just push this button right here and it should disconnect. So now that I have those disconnected, I took some tape and wrapped it on the ends that will be feeding down so I can keep up with which one goes where. I'm going to be writing F for front and then R for rear, and then I'll just start feeding them down to the bottom. So I tried to do it without removing the cowl, but I just couldn't reach up in there, so I went ahead and took that off. Now I can have a little bit more access to getting these O2 wires out. They're caught up on a bunch of different stuff. Alright, after forever, I got the O2 wires from around the valve cover. It took way too long. There's like clamps all the way around that hold the wires in place. So I had to like fit my hand down all the way down in there and pry them out. And then like the ends of the wires are obviously bigger where they plug in at, so they wouldn't fit in certain spots. So you kind of just got to play around with it. This definitely needs to come off. The whole cowl needs to come off. But yeah, now they're freed up, so I can start pushing them down into the hole. So when I take out the downpipes, it won't be connected up top, and I can just pull them straight out. Alright, so now that I have those O2 sensor wires pushed down, I'm gonna go ahead and take off these V-bands right here. They're gonna be 13 millimeters. You got one right there, and you got one in the back behind the rear O2 sensor. So I'm gonna go ahead and loosen those up and slide the V-band over top of the downpipe. So when I pull it off, it'll all still be connected. Alright, so I got that V-band off and slipped over onto the downpipe. I don't know if you guys can see it. The one right here behind the O2 sensor, I'm not going to be able to use the wrench. So I got a couple extensions, deep 13 millimeter socket. I'm going to try to get up in there and get that one. Get back to you guys after I get that. Alright, so I managed to get the V-band off. It only took a couple turns with those extensions. It wasn't really on that tight. I'm not sure if my turbos have been messed with, or the downpipes have been messed with before, but the bolts really weren't on there that tight. I just loosened it with my hand. So they're both disconnected up top, on the top end. Now the only thing holding it is these, which I've already broke loose. I'm just gonna tap them out, and I believe there's one more bolt somewhere holding these in. So I tried hammering these, they weren't budging. So like I said, that's why we removed this bracket back here. So I kind of just like pulled down and pushed towards the back and got them to come off. So we're good there. Last thing holding them in, you got one right here holding this one in. And then after we take this one out, you should be able to see this one. It should be in the same area right here. And I believe those are 13 millimeters as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and take that one out, and then hopefully it'll just drop down. Okay, this ended up being a 12 millimeter, holding the downpipe in. Got a wrench. It was pretty hard to break it, but obviously once you break it, it should be good. So I ended up getting the bolt off, but this screw right here, I tried tapping it out, but for some reason I think it's welded right there. So it's got this little, I'm not even sure what to call it. It's got this little plate right here. So somehow it would have to be slid that way to come off. And I have no clearance up here to move back this way. So I think I'm gonna cut this screw just down to the plate so it'll just slide right off. Because I don't think the new downpipes come with this support right here. So I probably won't even need it. So yeah, I'm gonna cut that screw. Hopefully it'll come off after that. So before we remove the downpipe, we need to disconnect the post-cat O2 sensors. Pretty much the same idea as what we did on top. Twist it out, push the button, disconnect. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. So I finally got the cats out, downpipes out. All we gotta do is remove the post-cat O2 sensors, put them onto the new ones, and I haven't quite made my mind up on if I'm going to put the pre-cat sensors on before or after. We'll see how it goes. I kind of want to put them both on now, so I don't have to be up in there trying to use the wrench and everything. So it takes a 22 millimeter to get the sensors off, and we're going to go ahead and put them onto the new pipes. So I did go ahead and put the other O2 sensors on, like I said, so I don't have to worry about it once I get in there. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and start putting the new ones back in. Alright, so since we took the inside one off first and then the outside, obviously you have to put the outside and then the inside. So went ahead and put this one on. Goes to the outside exhaust. I had the V-band on the downpipe when putting it up to it, and then somehow forced it over top of the turbo. I'm gonna go ahead and put the bolt in, then take the 13 millimeter, tighten it up as much as possible. I already fed the O2 sensor wire up through the top and it's laid over, so I'll take care of that once we get the downpipes in. So it took me forever to get the V-band. I mean, I got it over pretty easy, but I couldn't, it was like opened up, so I couldn't thread it. I couldn't get it to thread through because I can't fit both of my hands in here at one time. So as you may be able to see, I took a zip tie and wrapped it around both ends of the V-clamp and pulled it so it would squeeze together, so I could put my put the screw in and thread it myself. So yeah, I'll probably just snip that off and then tighten it down, and then go ahead and try to get the other downpipe up in here. Alright, so I got the inner downpipe on. Same idea with this one. I took the zip tie just to squeeze them together so I can thread this bolt through. I already sent the O2 wire upstairs, so tie this off, make sure both V-bands are tight, and then we'll proceed to put the O2 sensors on down here and attach it to the exhaust. So I got them both in, routed the O2 sensors back where they were. Go ahead and connect the sensors where they go. Alright, we're all good. Go ahead and fold this back. Gonna go ahead and put the steering column back into place, and then the V brace like we had it, and then tie off the exhaust side and we should be good. Alright, so I got the downpipe to exhaust tied back in. I got the exhaust bracket tightened back. Now I'm gonna head to the top and put the O2 sensors back into place, and we should be able to just close everything back up and be done. So I got the O2 sensor wires zip tie right here. Ran them all the way around like last time. Remember we marked the ends so we remember which one's front and then which one's rear. Got them connected, popped down back into their place, and that's pretty much it. I'm gonna start putting engine cover, belly pan, all of that back together, and then try to get the first start up. Really curious to see how it sounds, see how much louder it gets. I do have the full exhaust on the way still, so this is only the start. Hopefully it'll be a lot louder. Alright, so the tune just finished downloading. It's going to be the first start up. I put the front mount intercooler on the day before yesterday and the CATLESS downpipes on. Started yesterday, finished today. So the car hasn't been started in like 3 or 4 days. So it's going to be a pretty big cold start for the car. So yeah, let's go ahead and start it up. First start up seems good, no codes coming up. Tapping the gas, it's not really warm yet, so I probably should wait. But this thing sounds like a jet. I don't know if you can hear it or not. First start up sounds a lot deeper, a lot throatier, if that makes sense. I don't know if you can really tell, somebody's cutting grass next door, but sounds good. I know once I get this full exhaust on, she's gonna be screaming. Something smoking right here. Hopefully that's just a new downpipes. Yeah, it looks like it's coming directly from there. Can't wait to get into it, see what it sounds like on the road. Y'all hear that? That shit crazy, bro. Just knocked my damn toe strap up. That's crazy. Wait till I get this full exhaust, man.